have to stop here.
You have
if
to,
this is your only stop, make it your own. Like this, you gotta come here. It's 10 out of 10. Amazing. Good morning from Pambula.
I've got a bald cap on. I feel like I'm channeling my inner Dobby. Is that who's bald?
Don't think so. Anyway, today is sunny. We've defeated our arch nemesis. Obviously my song yesterday helps.
We manifested.
Yeah, we manifested and the sun's come out. We arrived in Pambula and it was still raining.
Heavily.
I'm not sure what we expected, and now we're in Merimbula, which is a street just up the road from Pambula, and it's still raining. Don't ask me what we expected because it's another 10 minutes up the road. We travelled 20 minutes in total and it's still raining. I can't believe it. We found our arch nemesis. Not much affects us, but one thing we cannot take, and it really, really, really affects us.
Like really affects us.
Is the rain. We live outside. There's no escaping the rain. You get out your tent, it's raining, and the rain falls on your back and your neck and your face. And then you get your shoes on, and your shoes are wet, and your socks are wet. And then you go for a shower, and you come out the shower and you're still wet.
And it's not warm wet, it's cold wet.
Yeah, and then you go to pack your tent down and you're getting rained on. You're trying to roll your rugs and your sleeping bags up in the rain.
Now they're wet.
And now the sleeping bags are wet. How would you get out of the...
There is no way out of the rain, like no way.
It's our arch nemesis, for sure. But it's going to be raining all this week until we hit Canberra.
What day is it today? Sunday. It's literally going to be raining all of next week.
Till Saturday. But we hit Canberra before then anyway.
It's just, yeah, it's a lot, isn't it?
So we nearly quit this morning, to be completely honest.
Meltdowns were had.
Meltdowns were had. What did SpongeBob SquarePants do to Plankton? What's his name, Plankton?
I have no idea.
You're the Plankton guy?
Yeah, the Plankton guy's cool.
Yeah.
I've never really
What
watched
did
SpongeBob.
Mr. Krusty the Crab do with this Plankton friend? He dealt with him because it was his arch nemesis. What did Parry the Platypus do to the weird scientist? He dealt with him.
Did he?
What did Harry Potter do to Severus Snape or Voldemort? He dealt with him.
No, but Harry Potter also has magical powers.
What did Leicester City do to Leeds United? They dealt with them.
So what are James and Josie going to do to the rain?
We're going to deal with it. Ready? Rain, rain, go away. Come again another day. Not today, not tomorrow, or any day that we're up in the tent. Keep away, go back to England where you should stay. Keep away from Australia, because we don't want you in our way. Josie is still a bit scared that it's going to rain. We've had to pack sunglasses, hats, sun cream, but also raincoats and jumpers and gloves and hats.
Yesterday, when we were traumatised of the rain, we went into one shop, right? And as soon as we walked in there, all we heard was someone saying,
"Oh, love the rain when I'm sat in bed, hearing it on my roof."
and James and I just looked at each other and thought,
You wouldn't love the rain if you were in a tent and everything's wet, everything that you own, and you couldn't get dry.
But at the end of the day, it is our choice, and we are so grateful for doing
We
this
are.
still. We're very lucky to be in this position, but we love the days when it's sunny.
oh, it's just such
We
a
just
better
wish we
vibe.
had more of
Such
them.
a better vibe.
So we're currently heading down a trail in Pambula.
Tadpoles don't move that fast.
I don't think so.
I think they're fish.
Tiny little fish in there. We're starting the Pambula walk. It's the wetlands walk. It should be pretty beautiful, I think.
Lots of wildlife, I think.
Lots of wildlife, yeah, like ducks and fish.
And birds.
And birds, yes, the water birds. So on the trees here, there's a bunch of fruit bats, my guess would be, hanging upside down. Do that make sense? Because last night we saw all the bats
like herds
flying at as the sun set, so that's clearly where they came from. Josie's got her walking stick because her shoes are hurting at the moment. How are your toes in those shoes, Josie? Give us a demonstration.
I like that.
Like that? Damn.
I think they're too small for me.
Yeah, they probably are. Need to get you some more, don't we?
Yeah.
We have the option to cut back and shorten our walk, or we can carry on. And what are we doing?
Carrying on.
Oh yeah, let's go. So we're just sat watching this view and we're thinking, if it wasn't for the trees, I think we were in England,
Yeah, it's really weird.
right?
It's the trees though that do it.
The only thing that's different is the trees. Everything else looks the same. So everything here but these trees, they're just Australian looking, but everything else, the shoes, to the grass, to the water, to the stones, to the view, to the sky, to the clouds,
To me.
to Josie. Looks the exact same. So we're heading on to the next trail.
We are.
Kind of joint. Saltmarsh Bridge. So Josie didn't believe me when I told her these bats were grey-headed flying foxes.
I thought, because there is a such thing as like a flying fox, which is different to a bat. And I just thought maybe it meant that it was a certain type of flying fox, but
Possibly.
no.
Yeah, these are megabats.
It's a type of megabat.
Megabats. That kind of sounds scary, doesn't it? I don't know if you can see the megabats, but they're all
Hear
up in
them.
the. Look at them. You can see them hanging. They're megabats. Look at them.
There's so many as well.
We are going to be playing a game of bingo over the next couple of weeks. Australian animal bingo. And how that works is, so we have a couple of Australian animal figures, like cardboard figures, and we're going to check them off as we go around, and we're going to add a few more that we don't have in these the cardboard shapes. And when we see all of them, we cross them out, of course. And once we've crossed them all out, we will treat ourselves to one hell of a meal. These are the starting four. So we have a penguin. So we've already seen the penguin in Phillip Island and we didn't get any footage. So you're just gonna have to take our word for this one. We have the koala, kangaroo, which won't be too hard, and a parrot of some sort. See, I'm not too sure if these are Australian, but we're gonna count on the fact that they are. Then we have a crocodile, which I hope we see, but just from a distance. I don't want to get too close. We have a wombat. Don't mind this one in the middle. I don't know what that is. Or it's a camper van. I just don't know why it's there. And we have a turtle. So I'm pretty confident we'll see all of these three. I'm going to add like a few more on. So classic Australian animals that we haven't got. Maybe like a cassowary. What else have you got? Emu maybe. What else? A snake, obviously. What else have we got? A camel. And what are those things? Platypus, which are pretty rare, I think, so we'll have a hard job finding them. And if you have any other animals, any Australian animals that you can think of, comment down below and let us know what they are, and because we can just add them to the list, and yeah, we'll keep going. We don't add too many because we want that fancy meal. So we're still having issues with our condensation in the tent. Hopefully when it gets a bit hotter up north, we'll definitely have less issues. But for now, we've been told we should put a tarp over the top of the tent. It looks like we just put a raincoat on our rooftop tent, but we'll see how it works. A lot of people have said this works, so we'll let you know. Good morning from Pambula again. We slept in the tent last night. I don't know why that's relevant to say because we sleep in the tent every damn night, but where was I going with this? Yes, condensation. So the condensation that I mentioned yesterday, we put the tarp over. You can still see. I think you can see. I can't really see. You can't even see. You cannot see at all. I don't know what I'm doing right now. But yeah, the tarp behind me. I can't even see if you can see now because the sun's in my eyes. There we go. The tarp behind me. Oh man, that's what we had over last night because we thought, well, maybe, just maybe, it could help us with the condensation that we're having. Condensation problems, you know. We're never going to run out of water because we can just harvest it off the top of our bloody tent. Anyway, inside the tent, I'll show you what we have to do every single morning. And I'm hoping we only have to do this up until we reach the hotter temperatures, the warmer temperatures. You see on the back over there, just like the wet that's still on the back, we just have to dry up with a towel every morning, the whole thing, just so we prevent mold essentially. We do have this anti-condensation mat underneath. This goes up the back over there and around so the wet doesn't get through.
Here we are on Pambula Beach. We are going to be travelling up the coast now to Narooma, which is our next destination. But we're going to take a more touristy, scenic route along the coast, which does take slightly longer. And we're going to be travelling to a few places along the map. But this is our first stop, and it is stunning.
Oh yeah, Sapphire Coast, baby. Let's do it. So we've arrived in the second destination of our tour down the coast, and it is called Tura. What is it called, Jose?
I'm not sure.
I think it's called Tura Beach or Tura Rocks or something. A beautiful pathway that leads down to a lookout. It's only 1.7 kilometers return, I'm pretty sure I saw on the sign. But this place is like really odd. Like the trees haven't got any leaves on them. Oh, I guess they have. It's just at the top of the trees. So this is the view from here, just behind me. Insane. Really cool. I'm not sure where we're looking. I'm not sure what that is over there, but it's a great beach. We've just turned around and look at the absolute size of that thing, mate. Oh my gosh, there's two. Look at him in the background. Oh wow. Yeah, I don't want to go anywhere near them. I'm sorry, but what is this all about? This is like the forest of Harry Potter. Like, why is there so many? So they're called golden orb weaving spiders, and they're not poisonous. So unfortunately, I don't think we can cross this one out on the bingo board.
Do you know what I read though? Is that you can still die from them if you're past your 50s, because walking into them, the webs, although they're not poisonous, has been known to give people heart attacks.
Oh dear. It's like I'm walking on Mars. Look at the colour of this. It's red. We're heading to see some rock pools now. Hopefully Josie doesn't fall off the cliff. We'll see.
Can't really see it because there's a big gap here.
This is amazing. But there's a big crater, a big valley. What do you call these? A ravine. I think it's called. I know that from Minecraft.
That rock was unreal.
Let me try and get close to this. I better not drop my phone, because you'll never see this footage. If you see this footage, it means I haven't dropped my phone. Yeah, no, I'm not going down there. But that is pretty as anything. I wouldn't go down there and swim though. Wow, this place, insane. So that was amazing.
That was unreal.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
So we're heading back through the spider forest, and then we're on to our next destination. Let's go.
We have just arrived in Tura, which was our next stop on our little road trip up the Sapphire Coast. And it's pretty small, but they've got really pretty beaches. It's like properly cliffside coast, and they've got like a historic wharf that we're just walking down to see now. I'm also not sure if I pronounced that right. It's spelt like Tathra, but it might be pronounced Tatra, so I'm not sure. There is like a museum here with the wharf. It is normally open except on a Monday and Tuesday, and we are literally here on Tuesday, so that's shut. But if you come Wednesday to Sunday, it's open, so yeah. And now we're gonna head to the little town and see what that has to offer, see some of the cute little shops and stuff. But yeah, that's Tatra.
Tatra!
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Tatra. I don't know. Hey guys.
To be honest, I think because it's the low season, like everything's just shut. They're only open on like select few days of the week, and obviously it's not on a Tuesday. Usually in most other places in Australia, like a lot of things are shut Sunday and Monday. So we thought Tuesday would be all right, but clearly low season things just shut more, I guess. But it's still cute, isn't it?
Wow. There's some seal friends just over there, chilling on the rock. What a lovely place to chill out. If you're a seal. If I were a seal, I'd chill there, I think. Good at the place. Oh. So we're at the pools now, and I wasn't expecting it to be actual swimming pools. I was expecting just like man-made, not man-made.
Well, it is.
I mean, I was expecting
a rock pool, weren't you?
A rock pool, not an actual swimming pool like we have behind me. Look at that. What a place to swim. Yeah, this place is really 10 out of 10. And it looks even better in real life, rather than on these photos. And now it's time for our sandwich break. Ignore the wine, ignore that there, because we're not having that. We're just having sandwiches, aren't we?
We are indeed.
What sandwiches are we having?
Cheese, ham and chutney.
Cheese, ham and chutney. Oh yeah. You don't get to choose for the world. You don't get to choose for me.
That was scary. It sounded like you just threw up.
So, that was, what was this called?
Bermagui, the Blue Pool.
The Blue Pool at Bermagui. And if, like I said, if you're going to come on this route, you have to stop here.
You have
if
to.
this is your
No
only
pressure.
stop, make it your own. Like this, you got to come here. It's 10 out of 10. Amazing. We're now off to Horsehead Rock because we have a leaflet that says that we should visit. Always trust the leaflets. We're going to go do that now, and then
on to Narooma.
head on to Narooma.
Maybe we'll make a few unexpected stops on the way to Narooma. I don't know.
If we see somewhere we
Yeah,
like.
if we see somewhere we like, we'll stop. Because we've got all day. Like, we've actually done this quite
Day,
quick.
man.
And it's actually not taking.
Hey, what's the time? We're at 1:30. The battery's still got 70% charge. We are good to go.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
We are currently walking to, what's it called? Horsehead?
Horseshoe.
Horseshoe or Horsehead Point,
Something like that, yeah.
which is just a bit further on from Bermagui. And there's just a 750 metre walk apparently.
And you get to see Camel Rock at the same time.
Yeah. So we're doing that. That's our last stop before we
Narooma!
Yeah, there. So
Anaconda!
yeah, so we will see what it's like. Hopefully it's as beautiful as the walk to it is.
This is insane.
Yeah, it's really nice. I don't think we're at the Horseshoe Rock point right now, but we're at like a little probably just over midway point.
You can see
And the view, oh my gosh,
insane.
unreal. There's rock pools at the bottom that are like turquoise blue. The sea is the most beautiful colour. We're definitely getting into the New South Wales coastline that we wanted, aren't we?
Yeah, we finally are reaching our expectations.
Yeah.
So that was our last stop before we get to Narooma. Narooma. So we're heading off now, and we'll let you know when we're there. Well, we won't let you know when we're there. We'll record when we're there, and you'll probably know in about 6 weeks' time. So yeah, see you then.